Hey everybody, welcome back to the Comic Book Theater with another Comic Fanatic Live. Tonight I have Jesse here, and Justin's on his way. The link is sent to him. When he goes on, he can jump in and join the conversation with us. But, Jesse, introduce yourself, your channel, and all that good stuff.
All right, hi everybody. Jesse. If you don't know, I'm JLS Comics. I do a lot of comic and movie related content over on my channel, so feel free to come check that out. Normally do a live show on Thursday nights, however, that's been on a bit of a hiatus. If you like content like this, like we're going to talk about, you'll like that as well. So once that kicks off, hopefully with Justin, mind you, when he comes on, he can talk about it too. But hopefully that'll come back soon. But yeah, happy to be here. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm missing it too. Yeah. So yeah, that should be coming up pretty shortly. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Always look forward to it on Thursday nights. Even when I'm not in your chat, I was always listening because it's like something I do. Like it's right before I go home at night from work, so I'm like listening to comic conversation every Thursday night. That's why when I posted a couple months ago, it was like, what night of the week will you guys want me to do a show? But it can't be Thursday night. I was like, can't be Thursday night.
You want to overlap.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about these shows is, you can just, if you're busy, you can just, hit play and, stick your phone in your pocket, your headphones, and you can just listen to the audio and do other stuff. It's pretty cool.
Exactly. So let's see. We got Tevye here who says hello. Crypta says hi. Hey, sorry, that's me. Crypta says hi, everybody. Say, Burning Extra says we're talking about a streaming service, right? We are going to talk about the streaming service. Yeah, that is in the news agenda. There's some other stuff coming up too. So we got a couple pieces in news. We are still in that post New York Comic Con lull, like you get every year, where the comic book news isn't that much except for like solicitations, and we did them the last 2 weeks. So I don't think there's anything solicited out there that is newish in comic book news. We do got a couple comic book pieces. Let's see. Tevye says hello to Jesse.
Hi, Tevye.
And then he says hello to everybody. So I guess I'm everybody. You're Jesse. I'm everybody.
You're everybody. Okay.
Okay.
I'm outnumbered.
Yes. You got singled out. You're honored.
I got called out.
All right.
Okay.
So let's go on to some. We got just a little comic book news. So I don't know if you guys. We talked about Marvel 2020 is coming up. That event from Iron Man 2020. That Marvel is like, I think it's like 7 or 8 different miniseries coming out of that miniseries and one shots, all out of a miniseries in and of itself. And we got some of the covers for them. I thought the covers were pretty cool. But like, why are they trying to make them look so futuristic when 2020 is literally 2 months away?
Yeah.
I mean, like, we got 2 months and we're in 2020, people. It's not flying cars and, it's not the Jetsons here. We're just 2 years. We're 2 months away from that.
We're also at the Blade Runner time. That's not the future anymore. Like, Blade Runner's now. It's crazy.
I know. It's so weird when things catch up to, like, something else was supposed to be 2020. I forget what it was. There's another show that was supposed to be something was supposed
what about when Back to the Future we caught up to that and we're like, we still don't have our
Back to the Future
skateboards. Yeah.
Well, at least we did get the Nikes out of it. They didn't make the Nikes.
True.
So something from there came out of it. I think they had watch phones too, so that might have came out of there. So I think they did have watch phones in there, but I think they were like holographic or whatever. But we did get some of the stuff, But what did you think about these covers?
Some of them are a little questionable. Like, I believe they. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the whole 2020 thing is kind of like an old concept that they're reviving, right? So like that whole like Iron Man with the gears, like I don't really like that design.
1984.
Yeah, I don't like the design. Yeah, but
I don't either. But it was supposed to be futuristic in 1984.
Yeah, at that time, right? It's like Clockworks or whatever. Like
they should have made it like 2420 or something. Like something far in the future, like 24, you know? Like, don't make it something that's
the 30-20
achievable in like 30 years, you know? Like, don't make it that soon. Like,
yeah, I guess like, you know, that would make sense, but the whole, you know, hey, 2020 and it's 2020, you know. I think that the fact that it is a revival of an old concept may be lost on people, you know what I mean? So it's like, well,
a lot of people are like, oh, this is new.
Right.
Like, no, it's from 1984.
Yeah. So like I think for me, like the Iron Man one is the most kind of like put offish, but I then I remember, okay, it's like a, you know, 80s type of a thing. Some of them are pretty cool. Some of the concepts,
gears,
like
for some reason, like they went with that gear thing a little bit too hard on some of them.
Yeah.
Because some of them, like I
like
have to say the Daredevil
Hulk has
one
like a giant like
for some reason Hulk has for some reason he does, and Venom has like a gear, but it's like made out of like liquid vials, like, you know, it's supposed to remind you of the gear, but it's like liquid vials going all over down it. I would say the Daredevil one's my favorite one.
That one's pretty cool.
That is so appealing, even though
the
he does
Black
have
Panther
a gear.
one's pretty cool too.
Yeah, that does too.
The Spider-Man one, like, I like the whole thing with like his hair coming out of the top of his head, but it just looks like he has like leg braces on. You know what I mean? Like,
I know.
I don't know.
I just don't. Again, I don't understand why you're giving us these. But we did get kind of a hint with you know, because this came out I think right before. I think it was just Tuesday it came out, or maybe it was Wednesday. But we did get that look at you know, we might talk about it here from Superior Spider-Man, where Doc Ock is back as the portly Doc Ock that we know, and
the classic Doc Ock, right?
Yeah, it's classic Doc Ock right now.
Yeah. There was one other one. I was trying to remember what it was. You know what? I think so I talked about Spider-Man, but I think it was the Miles one that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, but again, I don't think that was sorry, motorcycle just went by. I don't think that was too much of a drastic change. That's why I like it. It was simple. It was like, this is still Miles. You can still recognize the character, but it's just something creepier about him. You know, so I like that one. I like that one too. And again, I still like the Daredevil ones. Something about the way it's done. You know,
it's not really like too much. You know, it's
it's just enough.
Funny enough, a lot of these redesigns are coming out like kind of around the same time, not at the exact same time, but around the same time that we got some of the new designs for 2099.
Oh yeah.
Right. So I like and some of the same characters too, right? Valkyrie, Black Cat, you know, a bunch of these.
Yeah, they're doing they're both going after the most popular characters, you know.
Right. So. Yeah. I like some of the 2099 designs better than the 2020 designs. Not that we were going to compare them, but I just figured I would say that.
No, we definitely could talk about it a little bit, because again, at least that is the future, you know, so you can make it look a little bit futuristic. I don't understand why they're trying to make some of these futuristic. Like, we're just in the few months away. Like,
exactly, that's like
just redesign them or something.
60 days away.
What would be interesting in the 2020 books is if these looks are actually something that leads into a story, like from the year 2020. Like, maybe for somehow, you know, the Daredevil cover speaks true to something that's going to happen in Daredevil, or, you know, Venom's going to have to rely on those green vials of liquid for some reason, you know, in 2020. Because we did get the Spider-Man with the portly Doc Ock, so I'm thinking he's going to figure it into something in 2020. So that would be interesting if they do it that way. I would like that. It was like little glimpses of what's to come in 2020.
Right,
exactly. That's what they should have done.
Yeah. Now, are these aren't 616, are they? These are alternate universe?
No, I think
or is this mainline story?
The 2020, I think it's supposed to be 616.
Is it?
2020, because it's just supposed to take, because again, what happened in 1984 with, the guy from 2020, an Iron Man from 2020 came back to the past. And it's like, hey, I'm your cousin or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And so
3 Iron Mans will visit you on Christmas Eve.
Yes. And all would have gears.
Yeah.
So Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about with them?
No, I just wanted to read Cryptid's his comment. It says one good thing I can at least say about the Iron Man 2020 event is that at least it's not reinventing the character and is building off of something in Iron Man's past story.
That I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
I do like that they're going back to that, and it's the same thing with like I do like the 2099 thing too. Also bouncing off that, it's because I think they got a unique opportunity there where it's like 2019 is 80 years before 2099, but it's also 80 years after Marvel was found.
Right.
So it's a nice little tie into an event. So I think when you do something like that, it's okay. The only thing I don't like about the Iron Man 2020 event is that it's like 8 mini-series coming out of it.
Yeah.
I think it gets to the point where you're like, okay, you exhausted the appeal of the event to me. I think that's the only thing I get a problem with Marvel.
And that actually ties into Tevia's comment. But it kind of seems like Marvel's MO, they're like, okay, here's a great idea. People seem to respond to it. Let's just do it all. And so they just like take a good idea and they run it into the ground and overuse it. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Let's see. Bernie says, since this is somewhat related, the filming of the Spawn reboot has been pushed to this year.
Yeah.
I really hope that movie doesn't get made. I just hope if it does, I just hope it gets done well. That's all.
Yeah.
Like I think that's what I think about all the comic book movies. As long as they get done well, I don't care when they're being filmed. Like even if they had to push it back, I would be okay if they push back filming of movies. Just make sure you do a well done movie. Don't half-ass it. That's
right. All. Exactly. It doesn't matter what studio it is, if it's Marvel, DC, just make it good,
Yeah.
But it's funny he mentioned this, or Burning mentioned this rather. I was actually just reading something today where Todd was talking to a New Times, Phoenix New Times, Phoenix, Arizona. And they were asking him about, Spawn 301 and, the awards and stuff like that. And they said, okay, so since we're talking, what about what's going on with this, the Spawn filming? There was a lot of issues with investors not wanting to jump on. They couldn't quite see eye to eye with this vision. They wanted to make their own changes or changes to the script. Todd's like, nope, this is my script. It's staying there. Just give me your money. So
which, you got to give it to a person who can, who wants that level of professionalism. Like this is his vision. This is his character. He has that investment in it that they don't,
Right, exactly. So he was saying that he was having that issue for a while, but since the success of this R-rated Joker movie, he's actually been getting calls from people and we're like, okay, I guess this R-rated, superhero genre type of thing does work. The dark superhero would work. So let's talk.
A couple of years ago.
Yeah, exactly. But that was kind of, violent, but still kind of like campy and fun. This was just like straight up, just like dark,
disturbing.
Yeah, exactly. So these people who initially were like, I don't know if this is going to work if we invest in this, now they're like, okay, I can see this actually working. So let's talk. So it was delayed, but it sounds like it may make a few steps forward here in the near future. So that I was reading that today. So it's funny that Burning Exeter made that comment.
Yeah, I bookmarked that article, but I did not get a chance to read it yet. I bookmarked it because I have been following like a lot of Spawn stuff, especially since the 301 got him the Guinness Book World Records. It says, oh God, how many times has there been a promise of that Spawn movie still happening?
You mean you don't want to see Jamie Foxx as Spawn? Come on now.
Oh, please no. Then he's going to have to make a song about it, and he's going to have to force us to listen to him sing on the talk show circuit. Yeah, I always hate that he does. It's like, dude, you're there to promote a movie, not your singing. Okay, I get you have a voice, fine, but do that when you're promoting an album, not when you're promoting a movie.
He'll be on Beat Shazam doing it.
Let's see. Barry says, I didn't like the 1997 film at all, but McFarlane's idea for a Spawn reboot sounds bad. I mean, he describes it as a paranormal activity meets The Departed.
The Daily Departed.
That's just like a broad scope thing. You know, that can mean a lot of different things. I'm
That's how,
willing to
that's how
give
you
it a
have to,
shot.
like, when you're looking for investors, that's how, because they don't have
Yeah,
like the creative vision. That's how you have to pitch to people, is like you
yeah. You
combine
have to
innovative
get
team.
something that
Yeah,
they know and say that it's gonna be like this and like this, and then when they make it, it could be like, oh, it's paranormal activity because Spawn is it's extra, it's paranormal because it's from like hell and stuff like that, so like
right.
that's maybe what he's talking about, just to make them think, oh, paranormal activity, that was a good franchise, we could get into that, so I think he's just like Jesse said, you got to put those what are they called, those hot words, like those buzzwords, you got to put them in there so this way the investors are
Exactly.
like,
You have to paint the picture for them.
yeah, their ears perk up and they're like, oh, now I'm listening. My wallet's getting a little bit heavier, so I want to know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's what they have to do.
Yeah,
And
I will say I wasn't too thrilled when he was describing it and saying that you're not going to see a whole lot of Spawn. He's just kind of in the periphery, and you might see him in the shadows. But and also, like, I think that they said he won't talk very much, or if at
yeah,
all.
see,
So that kind of like I don't know.
that kills movies.
Yeah,
And one of the movies that killed stuff like that was and it's just one of them, because the movie I'm going to say is like a lot of things are wrong with it. I'm not going to go on with it, but it killed Power Rangers 2017. Like,
okay,
the Power Rangers weren't Power Rangers until the
yeah,
very end of that movie.
yeah,
And people were like, where the hell is the Power Rangers at? You can't do a hero movie and have the hero or the anti-hero be in it only for a little bit. People go there to
yeah.
see that person in the costume or those people in the costumes and fighting. You can't do the movie where 90% of it is the origin and you don't see the character. People pay that money to go see that character. You got to put them on the screen.
And that was my biggest issue with The Force Awakens. Luke at the end, he didn't even say anything. It was like, come on, I want to see Luke. But okay.
There's so many things wrong with that movie. Let's see. Extra says, I get his creation. He wants to make it dark and super gritty, which is fine, but it seems like he's going the Josh Trank route. Again, we have to wait to see we at least see a trailer or something, because it could be they pitch things like Jesse said just to get them. It's just the buzzwords that the financiers need to think. Okay, that was a successful movie. That's what you're going. I see it. They don't understand, like, oh, well, this is Spawn, this is my comic book. He's the the hell Spawn of they don't care about that. They just want to know, what's this movie like that made a lot of money? Tell me about a movie that made a lot of money and it's similar to it.
It even happens in comic books. When Robert Kirkman first came to Image, he pitched it. He was like, okay, I have a zombie, or I have like a zombie type of book that I want to tell. And they're like, nah, we don't do zombies. That's not really popular right now. So he was like, okay, well, the whole spin on it is going to be that it was aliens. So the aliens were the ones who did it and everything. So they're like, okay, that sounds cool. Do your book. 4 or 5 issues come out, sales keep increasing, print runs up. They're like, this is pretty cool, Robert, Mr. Kirkman, but where are the aliens? And he was like, no, I just lied about that part to get this green light.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, you gotta be creative when you do these things.
Yeah.
Let's see. I get that's the pitch, but it's actual idea. I can't sell on it, and this is coming from someone who absolutely loved the animated series. Spawn works best in animation.
You know what? That's fine. Not everything's going to be for everybody, so that's perfectly okay.
Yeah. And who knows? You might, honestly, when it gets me, you might love that, and me and Jesse might want to be like, oh man, this should never be made.
Yeah.
You never know how things are going to turn out. So I always say, at least wait until you see a trailer for it, unless there's something like really being posted at like when actual plot details are being released with it, like New Mutants, like that, they pretty much put out the whole movie in in the descriptions that they were telling you, oh, this is going to happen and that's going to happen, and that sounded bad, and the more you got to it, and then the more problems were happening with production, you can tell that wasn't a good movie.
Exactly. Okay, so this is kind of like happening right now too with the Birds of Prey movie.
Yeah.
There's description, there's plot details, or things out there, a little, kind of like excuse me, brief trailer or what have you. And everyone's like, this movie's gonna be bad. I'll just say that way, the PG way. Um, um, but I keep telling people, like, kind of like, wait, withhold your judgment until you've seen it. You can't really judge it on the 30 seconds that we've seen so far, and some like supposed leak that one of the what was it, Grace Randolph decided to leak out. Like, we don't even know if that's fully true or not. Could be partially true, it could be completely true, but it could be completely false.
She does a lot of false stuff on her stuff, so
yeah,
you really got to consider the sources.
Exactly. She's the one that said the Baxter Building was in Far From Home.
Yeah, and I think she's one of those people who were furthering the thing about the original. What was it? Which Spider-Man was it? No, Avengers has Spider-Man at the end of it, like the post-credit scene. I was like, no, I've seen that movie, and because I got to see that movie in advance, Avengers, and I was like, he's not in Spider-Man. Because I know someone else was. I don't know who they were telling. I think they might have been telling you, Jesse, or someone else was telling someone. I remember I was watching a podcast. I can't remember what it was now for the life of me. But someone was telling the host that Spider-Man was in there. I'm like, no, it's not. And Grace Randolph was saying it, and I'm like, he's not in there. I seen that movie in advance. He's not in that movie.
Yep, it happens all the time, unfortunately.
All right, and the other comic thing is for Angel fans, Lauren and Lila from Wolfram and Hart are coming to Angel with issue number 7. So these are two very popular characters. I love Lauren, but with the spin that they've been putting on Angel, I wonder how they're going to handle him and Wolfram and Hart, because Buffy and Angel are similar to what we know, but vastly different at the same time. So I would like to see what they do with Lauren and Lila. And you don't read that, do you?
No, I mean, I know Lauren. He's like the green demon. But,
No, I just wanted to know you read it. I didn't think you did, but I was just curious. All right.
If I did, I'd probably be like 2-3 issues behind, because that's where I'm at with my reading right now.
Let's see. We got the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. I just wanted to say something about this. It was announced at Manga Barcelona. They announced it's only going to be 3 figures this time, not the 4, and it does come out in fall 2020. So we gotta wait almost a year for that. The price increase because of the tariffs is $1.49, so $1.50, so it's going to be $21.49. And they really screwed up with their big display. They had the PowerPoint thing that they do. They show you the figure and all that. Well, they goofed up because the picture that they put up there to show, oh, this is going to be a photorealistic head, and they show pictures of the character from the show and all that. Well, they put up a cosplayer.
Oh God. Okay.
And the Power Ranger fandom just went nuts with that. And so far, Hasbro has not made a comment on that, which they really should, because it looks really bad for them.
Yeah.
Hopefully, the best case scenario is someone at the con did it up, like one of the people that work for the con did it up, and it's like a bad, it's bad, because what that looks like is that they can't tell one black person from another. It looks really bad. It looks really bad when you do it like that. Even the actor was like, hell no. You were just like, hell no. But yeah, so just wanted to say that really fast. I know Justin and no one else really pays attention to the Lightning Collection. I just wanted to say it because it was something that was really blowing up on Twitter this week because of that.
Is it the okay?
Go ahead. The SPD Red Ranger.
Yeah, and he's on the green floor. Is that it? Or am I looking at something else here? I just Googled it really quick.
No, they got him. Let me see.
Oh no, that's the actual figure. Never mind.
Yeah, let me see. I'll show you the picture of it. I know I got it somewhere on here. let's see, SPD Red Lightning collection. Okay, I just want to get this. I'll post the link in the chat so everybody can check it out. If they have it up, I know it was really, really bad. Like people were making fun of it all over Twitter and everything. Okay, you can't really see it because the image that they have is like, you know, from a picture of a picture, but anybody who wants to look at the picture, here it is, and it's not the actor; it's actually just a cosplayer. But someone posted the actual picture up online of the guy in there, so there is real pictures of that guy, and it's just he's not the same. Like he's not the actor. He's just a black guy with braids, just like the actor was. You know,
I see.
He has the same kind of haircut as the guy, but he doesn't look anything like him. Like his face is different and everything. Wow. Hopefully, again, it's just the con. Maybe some volunteer at the con was told, "Go get a picture of the SPD Red Ranger so we can put up on the display," and he grabbed that. You know, maybe, hopefully, that's the best case scenario. But Hasbro really needs to make a comment about that. Be like, look, that wasn't us. You know, we're using this picture of him as reference. You know, it just looks really, really bad.
Exactly.
Not comment on that. But I just thought that was really funny because, you know, it's
and he's doing the Reaper pose. You know, Reaper from Overwatch with the cross guns in one of the pictures.
I never knew Reaper, so like I don't know Overwatch that much. So what is it? Reaper Overwatch?
Yeah.
The toy?
Huh?
Is it the figure?
Well, it's a character in the game. I'm sure they have figures for him. Actually, I saw Reaper cosplay, not cosplay, Halloween costume.
Oh yeah, I saw this this character. I didn't
know. Yeah, you would recognize
from.
most of them. You know. Yeah. Even if you haven't played them, they're all around.
Oh yeah, I seen, like, again, my nephews play these games. I don't, so like I don't know them by name. Sometimes I just know them by you know. Oh, I know that guy. You know, like they're recognizable, but not name wise. Like I'm not like, oh, that's so and so, and this is the backstory. You know, that's the thing I don't know much about. But yeah.
It's a cool character, anyways. Same. Probably saw it with the pose where he's like this.
Yeah,
that's the same the Red Ranger had in that image.
Let's see. Let's go. Serenity is here. Let me see. It says it's probably going to be Hal, but I got to. I hope it's Kyle. After that, it's the lead of the Green Lantern show. All right, we'll be getting to that in a moment. But let's talk about something I know Jesse does know about, which is the Into the Spider-Verse 2 is going to be set for 2022.
April of 2022. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I'm not a big lover of this movie. I know that's like heresy to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are like, this is the best superhero movie ever made. This is the best Spider-Man movie ever made. Are you kidding me? I just thought like the other character, like Miles, I loved. Peter, I loved. The other Spider characters, I'm like, okay, I'm done with you. Like, because all they kept doing was like reinforcing what they are. Like, how many times did Noir Spider-Man mention that he can't see color or that he was in black and white? And, you know, Spider-Ham mentioned that he was a pig and stuff like that. Like, you know, that kind of stuff got old for me. I was like, yeah, I don't care. Like, I get it. You're black and white. Chill. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the sequel. And, you know, Spider-Gwen will probably be in it because this is the vehicle for Spider-Gwen and
exactly. And she's getting a spin-off too. Sony wants to do a spin-off for her, so yeah, they'll definitely ramp her up. I do want to see Spider-Man 2099 in the main story for this. I know we saw him a little bit at the end, but I want to see him like actually within the story. I think that'll be cool. One of my favorite.
Yeah, Miguel's always been a good character.
Variants.
Yeah, just don't keep saying that he's from 2099. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't want them to keep saying,
"Where's Malcolm X?" Yeah.
Okay. All right. We also got Peyton Reed is returning to direct Ant-Man 3 in 2022. So I'm theorizing that this is going to be about stature in some way.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
About
the building
Cassie.
of her, because
Yeah.
it seems like Marvel's building that next generation of films. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be about her.
I agree.
Yeah, I think it's going
I
to be
think it's
very
going to tie
story
into
going
a
on.
building of a young Avengers team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Whether that's going to be on the big screen or on Disney Plus, I don't know, because I think they could do something. I think it would be smart if they did on Disney Plus, you know, a youthful show on the streaming site, since teenagers stream much more than adults do. I think it would
Mm-hmm.
be wise to do that. You know,
What was her Stinger? Maybe she's going to be Stinger.
I prefer stature because
Yeah.
I think it fits her, because you know, a small stature, a short stature, you know,
Right.
so like you could be either one.
Yeah.
You know, tall
I,
or
I,
small
I,
with
I do
stature.
like that, but I think if you're looking at like kind of like the titling of it,
Yeah, Stinger.
Stinger would follow nicely
Yeah,
after and the Wasp, you know.
yeah, definitely. I do agree with their thematic, the theme of it. I do
Mm-hmm.
agree, because it's Ant-Man, Wasp, Stinger. I
Right.
do agree with that. But I'm just like, personally, I prefer the name stature, but I do
Yeah.
agree with you on the cinematic universe, and the use of that name would be wiser to go with Stinger. All right. Any other comments on those two?
No, I mean, I think that's pretty cool. It was kind of up in the air for a while about whether an Ant-Man 3 would exist, and then there was talk maybe about it ending up on like Disney Plus instead of like canceling the project completely, having it over there, because all that stuff's going to be now fully connected with the MCU, theatrical MCU. So it
Because everything's
kind of
gonna
makes
be on
sense
the
there, but I'm happy
theatrical
it's going to
budget.
be, yeah, a movie. I don't know. Like, it seems like the new norm for Marvel is $1 billion, right? Do you think that Ant-Man 3 would make $1
No,
billion?
no,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
And
don't
that
think
was
it's gonna
kind of one of the
reach
things
that.
about
Yeah,
maybe it'll be on Disney Plus because it's not going to be one of those $1 billion club films for them, you know? So I don't know.
yeah. I think the only reason why some of the films will make it, like, I think Thor 4 will make it, because one, it will be the only movie to have a 4 in it. You know,
Hmm.
because most of them are, you know, just,
Until
you know,
Fantastic
3, and
Four.
then, you know, they're done. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's also, I think it's because it's going to be that big, you know, change, whereas Jane is Thor. So I
Yeah.
think that's what's really going to draw people into that. Where I
Hmm.
don't think the rest of the new movies are going to be like all spectacular. Like, I don't think like they're going to be like Avenger, Endgame level.
Yeah. Not for quite some time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, the next two we're going to talk about is HBO Max. This is the subject of the topic of the show. And we got the launch date for it, which is May 2020, and the price point, which is going to be $14.99. If you have HBO, what is it? Go
Now.
or
I think it's
Now,
now.
whatever the
Yeah.
hell it is.
Just
So I know
go
they got
now,
like
Max.
10
Too
different
many,
ones.
like, yeah.
You're not going to have to pay for HBO Max.
Right.
So, but they got a lot of stuff coming out for it, and one of the things they got is, well, they got the Adam Strange show, they got the Green Lantern show, and on top of that, they're talking about adding some of the DC Universe shows, which like
Mhm.
you know,
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol. I know they mentioned one other thing. I can't remember which one they mentioned, but they did
I could
mention another
see
one.
if Swamp Thing is going to get a second season ever, it would be HBO Max where it happens.
I think that would be smart, because I
Yeah.
think Swamp Thing had a lot of audience, a lot of local people pissed off about its cancellation.
Yeah.
So I think that would be like a smart thing to do. But they also said they want like 8 to 10 more additional DC movies / TV series
Mhm.
to be on that
Yeah.
channel. So
I
that
think
would be
what you're going to find is, when the whole DC kind of DCEU, the connected world, the Snyderverse, if you want to call it that, was you kind of gearing up. They had all these movies that they were planning on doing, Cyborg, Justice League 2, Nightwing. You could go on and on with all these different films. Those projects were stalled in various stages of development. I think they're going to reach into that drawer and take some of those shelved
polish them off.
projects and put them on HBO Max. That
Oh,
would also
definitely.
let them, it would abbreviate the time for production and development and allow them to get it out little bit quicker, right? And that would help if they have this target launch date for May. Well, it wouldn't be May 2020, but be kind of soon for that. But getting a lot of content onto HBO Max so it can compete with Disney Plus and it can compete with the volume that Netflix has. You need to get stuff up there and up there quick and original content. So I think what they're going to do, instead of having all that stuff, even like Joss Whedon, I remember he had a Batgirl project. I don't know how far he got in writing it, but maybe they'll take the framework from that and do something with that. Maybe that Nightwing project that everybody was looking for a while. Whole bunch of things that were announced. They had a script writer, they had, whatever it was. Even it got so far, some of them with a director, 2 or 3 directors have come and gone.
Yeah, they're looking at casting for some of these.
Exactly. And then they're gone. So that happened, like Green Lantern Corps, right? Perfect example. And that ties into something we'll talk about, but now it's here with HBO Max,
Yeah.
So that's kind of the first example of what I'm talking about, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I'm glad this is not. And behind all of these is Greg Berlanti is going to be, like forerunner with all this. And I'm glad that it is going to HBO Max and not CW because they said it's going to be like a Hollywood movie budget, not
exactly,
or an HBO show budget at least.
You're looking at like 25 million an episode, I think, right around that range.
Yeah, which is pretty much what Disney's doing with all of its Marvel shows.
Right, exactly. They want it to kind of visually all be on the same tier, so that's why they're
And this is why I say Disney's either going to bust or it's going to have to pump up their price because you're not going to get all these shows with $25 million an episode budget and it costs only $7. You're not going to do that. They're going to do that for a year or two, and then they're going to be like, okay, we're going to raise it up to $9.99. Then it's going to be, okay, we're going to raise it up to $12.99. And then it's going to go higher because they're not going to keep it at that and still expect either that or those budgets are going to drop, from $25 million episode to like $8 million.
Exactly.
It's going to drop drastically.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're counting on like hundreds of millions of people signing up, so you have that volume. What's $5.99 times
Disney's going to get a lot of people. I'm getting Disney Plus because honestly I'm getting it not a little bit for the new stuff that's coming out, but I want that Disney afternoon stuff. I want to watch Gargoyles and Darkwing Duck again and all that stuff. Like that's what I want to watch. I want to watch those, So I'm going to watch the Star Wars and then Marvel stuff too. I'm not going to say I'm not, but the thing I'm most looking forward to is their back library of stuff like Gargoyles. I miss Gargoyles and I love watching them. I got them on DVD, but I don't, always want to put it in the DVD player and all that crap. I can just, watch it digitally. It's something that's never been available.
Exactly. Yeah.
And Darkwing Duck, DuckTales, like you can watch all these.
The
crappy one that's on Disney. I don't really like that animation because I can't get over Huey, Dewey, and Louie square heads. I can't get over the fact that they got square heads.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan, kind of in general, of this new animation style that's out there. Like I don't like the kind of. I don't know.
I wanted to say the Hanna-Barbera art that they showed for the Hanna-Barbera shows that they're doing HBO Max is doing the Hanna-Barbera show.
Yeah.
And it's like everybody from that era. It doesn't look too bad. It looks like an updated version of those characters. So it can't be, the exact same 2D cell, drawings. But I don't think it's as drastic as the stuff that you're talking about, like with the DuckTales and all that, like where they drastically change it.
Right. Or even like Teen Titans. Also, that was like such a big change from one show to the next.
Can you hear us?
Yeah. What's up, guys? How's it going?
Hey, how you doing? I want to answer Tevia for a second here. I was talking because we were just talking about Green Lantern, Justin, being on HBO Max. He said, didn't he give us talking about Greg Berlanti, the 2011 Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds? He was attached to that.
For it, but not the final.
He did the script writing treatment exactly, and then some other people took over. So what you saw as the finished project was not Berlanti's.
It was a combination of a lot of people getting involved, and a lot of the studio also got involved because they Jeff Johns was involved in that as well. The guy who butchered Man of Steel, who was that?
Henry Cavill. I'm just kidding.
Oh, sorry.
No, well, he was part of it. The guy who wrote Man of Steel, I can't think of his name right now for some reason. He's a comic book writer too.
I don't know.
Man of Steel from the 80s?
No, he wrote the Man of Steel movie.
Oh, sorry.
I can't think of his name right now.
I'm gonna Google it real quick.
I have to look that up. Google's been our friend tonight.
It was David Goyer.
Oh yeah. I think he had a little bit of something to do with the movie as well. So there was a lot of people who had Cavill was not good. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that Tevye. But yeah, there's a lot of people who got involved in that movie. That so you can't just say, oh, that's one person's fault. There was a lot of people in that movie, and the studio again wanted changes to be made, and I think their budget was something, and then they had to pull back on the budget too. So that affected it, and they had to insist on that freaking stupid glowing costume, costume.
Don't make it glowing or animated.
Yeah, well, that was them trying to be like cutting edge, like trying something new. It just
I get where they were going with.
Play with our new CGI technology type of thing. Yeah. But you have to look at somebody's like their entire body of work. You know what I mean? Not something from a decade ago. So you have to also consider that he gave us the CW shows and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some other pretty entertaining movies along the way as well. So, sure, he was attached to that and we didn't like it, but he's also been attached to a ton of stuff that we've loved and we really like and enjoy, season after.
I know you're looking forward to Crisis on Infinite Earths episode. So
and that's brilliant.
He's behind that. That's all him. So, so there are other things that are, like Jesse said, that you had to take into consideration as well. But yeah, there's a lot coming out from this HBO Max. Justin, do you have anything to say about HBO Max?
I feel like he has to comment on Strange Adventures.
Oh yeah, no, I'm totally. Excuse me, got a little excited. Yeah, the fact that they're doing Strange Adventures, that's pretty cool. So I'm super excited to see like what's gonna happen with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's another streaming service we all have to get now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then we got also a month before that we're getting Peacock too. That's coming out.
Although they're considering making it free. There's talk that Peacock's going to be free.
It's going to be free and it's going to be paid. If you don't want commercials, you got to pay for it.
Kind of like Hulu.
Yeah.
I mean, not the free
Hulu,
part, but the
Hulu is there's no longer free. Hulu is either $5.99 with commercials and $9.99 without commercials.
Excuse me, that's what I mean. That tiering with the commercials or not.
Yeah. But NBC I think is going to offer it through its regular service, and if you have Comcast, you automatically get it for free because Comcast is owned by Universal. So if you have Comcast cable, you automatically get NBC Peacock's free. If you have AT&T, you're getting what's AT&T? Oh, you're getting HBO Max for free.
Mm-hmm.
If you have AT&T because they own that, and if you own it, if you bought anything iPod by Apple in the last month, you get Apple TV Plus for free, and I forget what Disney
AirPods Pro count.
Huh?
AirPods count. AirPod Pro.
No, only the things that you have to pay like $800 for. So you bought something from Apple for $800, you can you get something for free.
That's the least they can do for that.
You get a month free.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to watch one episode. I would say I watch Apple TV. I watch one episode of every single show, even the Helpsters, because I want to see what they offer for the kids. C is very good. I would say that if you like those type of fantasy adventures like stuff like it's a world where a virus affected killed off a lot of humans, and then whoever survived now is blind, and in the future we're still blind.
Oh
And anybody
yeah,
who,
the Jason Momoa show.
yeah, anybody who even speaks about people used to be able to see is called a heretic, and they're all in tribes now. So that's a pretty good show.
Interesting concept.
What?
Interesting concept.
Oh, okay. And for all mankind, that's pretty cool. It's what if the catch for that is what if Russia beat us to the moon in 1969? How would that change the world? I watched the first episode of that. It was pretty good. I watched the first 7 episodes of Ghost Rider, which are really like 3 episodes, but they're broke up into parts.
Ghost Rider, not Ghost Rider, just to clarify.
Yes. I'm sorry, my Philly accent comes out. Sometimes.
Yeah, I was like, man, they put that show out quick. Man, that's crazy.
Ghost
They get
Rider.
to do that.
But I think that was pretty cool. They changed it up a little bit. They modernized it for 2019. Snoopy in space is Snoopy wanting to go to space camp after he has a dream. After he has one of those yeah, he goes to he's going to NASA to join the program to be in space. Even though he was denied it, he's going to go there to be in space. He wants to go there and be in space. Helpsters is Muppets. It's a kid show. It's like with Muppets and stuff. Oprah's Book Club is Oprah's Book Club. You know that. And The Morning Show with Jennifer Aniston. It's basically what's
The
his
Morning
name?
Show.
That's a really title.
It's about it's basically like what Matt Lauer went through. There's a talk,
so it's a show about her being.
Yeah, she's a talk show host, and her co-host got fired for sexual misconduct with people that he was working with, and she has to go on air that morning and say sorry, but he's been fired. He's this and that, and then all the fallout between them. So it's okay. I mean, but I would say if you on the app on like your TV, they mix up like what's paid from their iTunes library and what's free. So if you have kids on the app, be very careful with that because they're gonna like try to get something that's not. And Jesse's like disappearing. He's like, but yeah, they're gonna do stuff that the kids might do stuff that you may not want them to do, which is like buy stuff from the iTunes library, which I think is sloppy the way that they set it up, but yeah. And you guys are checking out Apple iTunes, Apple TV Plus. Anybody?
No.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think it's that anything that they don't have that that Stranger Things thing, like where people are like, that's cool as shit, I want to check that out. Like I watched it, and the closest thing for me is probably C or was For All Mankind. Like those are the only 2 that I can see really being long term invested in. The rest of them, I'm like, okay,
yeah,
like nothing that's really big and wowing. And
exactly.
I only
That's what happened with me. I watched like the press, the releases that came out and stuff, and nothing just jumped out at me. So
yeah, and even watching it, I'm just like, it's nothing like really big. But I got years free because my fiance bought the iPhone 11, so she's a sellout to those people.
Does Samsung have something? Maybe I can get a year Samsung something free when I upgrade here in a minute.
Never know. People are making deals all over the place with
right
because they want something free. But yeah, so
maybe like you're getting a year free of StreamYard.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be cool. Because it's a lot, $25 a month to do it. I think that's a lot for chat service. A thing like this. It's cool, but you get a lot of cool stuff. But I think it's a lot.
Yeah, coming from where we were with the
Yeah, it gives you a lot of features, but maybe not
Yeah.
$25 worth of features.
Yeah.
I think this definitely could be a lower price point for it.
Well, and I see that, there's going to be other competitors pop up here pretty soon.
Oh yeah, and that right now they can get away with that because, like you said, there's not any competitors
Right.
now, really.
They're the only game in town right now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
All right, Justin, I just wanted to ask you: is there anything else that you want to talk about? Because we talked about Lauren and Lila coming to Angel with number 7, the Marvel 2020 variant covers. Let's see, a little bit about the Power Ranger Wave 4 controversy. Into the Spider-Verse 2 is coming out in 2022.
Pump for that.
Ant-Man.
Pump for that.
All right, and Ant-Man 3 will be out in 2022 too.
Yeah, I just saw the announcement for that earlier today, I guess, or something. I saw something about Ant-Man. But no, I mean, that's cool. I'm glad that that's getting a third movie, because that was kind of up in the air for a little while about what was going to happen.
Marvel loves their trilogies.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
without a doubt. But I'm
Which
glad.
well for Widow.
Right. Well, but it's all prequel. All of our movies are just going to be prequel stuff, so kind of weird. But no, I'm excited about that. Into the Spider-Verse 2. That's going to be cool, especially, like I'm a big fan of Spider-Man 2099, so we got to know what's happening.
Yeah, Jesse and I both said we want to see him in the movie and not be that character that I think that the other two were from the first movie. I think Noir and Spider-Ham were just characters, they were just there to remind us that they're different people, like, hey, I'm in black and white, and hey, I'm a pig, it was like, I hope that this one has a little bit more character to the characters, not caricatures,
Yeah. I like the anime one. She was fun.
Oh yeah, she was good. But
yeah, what was she? What was her name again? That was Spider, right?
Spider, yeah.
With the slashes.
Yeah.
With her spider drone.
SP//DER or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. They made
Penny?
that one.
I think her name was Penny, right?
Penny, yeah.
They made that one look completely different than what it looked like in Edge of Spider-Verse number 3 or 4, whichever one that one was that came out. Crazy difference.
All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about news-wise that happened this week?
No, the defense rests.
All right. So let's get into the top 5 and all that. So, do you guys have any least favorite this week? Any book that wasn't actually a great read for you?
Well,
no, I only actually had 5. It was a light week.
Okay.
Fifth week of the month.
Oh yeah, it's the 5th week, which really should have been Marvel. DC's should have just named them DC Black Label week because most of the books were from the Black Label.
Yeah.
Yeah. Black
Most
Label
of their books
annuals.
were, it was either annuals or a Black Label book from them this week. But my least favorite was actually it was the Red Goblin, Red Death number 1.
Oh yeah.
Just didn't really need it. It was like one of those books that you don't really need. It didn't help with anything. That story's been that story's 2 years old now.
At least a year old, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's been a while since Red Goblin existed, and I'm like, you don't need it. So why even have it?
Because that was leading
the
to
anniversary.
Spider-Man 800. Was that what it was?
Yeah, led up to Spider-Man 800. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, about a year. So, that was just mine. Jesse, did you have one or no?
Well, I'm a couple issues behind on all my books, so I'm not caught up to where you guys are.
All right. I'll just read off a couple of the people. Let's see. We have something with the viewers. Let me see. Wrong chat. I'm sorry. I went to the lobby instead of the top 5.
Red Goblin's unnecessary.
Yeah, I just think he just wasn't needed. You know, like I don't think that book was needed. It was just something that they did to have. It wasn't even like, oh, this is a special event because it's the 2-year anniversary or 1-year anniversary. It's just like here's a Red Goblin story that you don't really need to fit in anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it was actually Cryptid's worst pick too. So this was a least favorite, and honestly, I just got confused to when these stories are taking place. I think Marvel got confused too.
Exactly. Got hung up with the printer for a year and a half.
Tevye has Marvel Zombies Resurrection #1, mostly because I'm burned out with Marvel Zombies, and frankly, I just don't care anymore, and I'm done with Marvel Zombies. I don't know if this is a reboot to the series, but I just don't care anymore. I don't know what it is. Like, I just think it's, Marvel knows that there's a vacuum with zombies right now, and DC's Deceased did pretty well for them, so they resurrected their zombies, no pun intended, and because there's no Walking Dead anymore, so people are looking for that next zombie type book.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the top 5. Did you read that book, Justin?
No, I was just gonna say it's like it's definitely for Deceased. Yeah, it was a cool idea. Marvel Zombies Resurrection or whatever coming out. That just seemed like a cash grab more so than anything. Like I don't feel like that story.
That's like Marvel's middle name. Is Marvel Cash Grab Comics? Wow, that's like their middle name at this point. We were talking about that earlier with the way that they're doing the 2020 stuff. Like they can't just do one miniseries, Iron Man 2020, that has to spin out into 8 other miniseries that we're getting.
2020 or 2099?
Both.
2020. 2099, at least I can understand that more. It's a big 80 and 80, so I understand that more. 2020 is like, it's going to be an Iron Man miniseries, and then you're having War Machine, I think, is coming out of it. Force Works. What's her name? Pepper's hero's name. What's her name when she's in armor?
Rescue,
yeah.
That's coming out.
Did you say pepper spray?
I said Peppers. I said what's Pepper's name? And then there's another one. There's like 7 or 8 different miniseries coming out of this. It's insane. Like, and again, Iron Man 2020 is a miniseries onto itself, and then this is also coming out in addition to them. So we were saying about that earlier, about how they're just like really milking that. And then you have the 2020 variant covers for all the books.
But yeah, that's just how they do it. I mean, look at Absolute Carnage.
Oh yeah.
True.
Tie into everything. Every book needs a Carnage tie-in. Go.
And they don't connect at all. That's the best thing. They don't connect because you
none of them matter.
It does not make sense when you read the next book because they changed the way it happened in that book.
True. Well, but for the tie-ins though, half the writers don't want to be involved. You can tell, so they like barely mention anything about it in their book that's a tie-in.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of funny.
All right, Justin, what was your 5th book since you got 5 books?
5th book. My 5th book, Bloodshot #2. It's over here, and it's floppy, and it's over there. Yeah. Bloodshot. I started picking that up with
#1.
I did when it came back out, but what was it? Fallen World or whatever when they started doing that miniseries.
I like
and
Salvation.
Then this relaunched.
Salvation was good. Fallen World was good too, but I think Salvation was the better one out of the 2. And this one's pretty good too. I like this Deadshot.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing for me to pick it up was that Brett Booth jumped over there and is doing the art for it. So I kind of follow him no matter what. And, Valiant, since they relaunched in 2012, 2011, something like that, they've been pretty solid. So definitely worth checking out if you haven't picked up anything from Valiant in a while.
Yeah,
and they definitely adapted the Marvel way of doing things with their yearly reboots, because every year you get a redo of #1. It's like, oh, this is like the seventh series of Bloodshot.
It's like they do a big event and then they relaunch everything.
Yeah, I think the whole concept with Bloodshot is pretty cool because you can have a bunch of people come on and do different stories, and it's just like, hey, we reset his head or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's easy for different people to do like completely different things with them, So
right. Yeah, fun character.
Yeah.
All right. My number 5 was Superior Spider-Man #12. I know, Jesse, you haven't read this. Jesse, did you read this one?
No, I did not.
It's the last issue, and Doc Ock is back.
Oh.
And in a major way. I don't want to spoil it for Jesse, but he's back in a major way, and it's going to be a reset of what we had known. And it's a shame because they really did lay Superior Spider-Man to rest. Like they really literally laid him to rest in this issue. So it's the closing of a big chapter in Spider-Man history because when did that run for a good 5 years? I would say from the time he took over Amazing Spider-Man all the way up until his own series and everything like that. I think it was a good 4 to 5 years maybe that passed by. So it was a good long time that we haven't had Doc Ock.
Yeah, it was a good example of kind of having a villain take over and have it done right. People were like, Doc Ock, and then by the end, everyone's like, no, we want more of that.
That was the thing is they showed you how to reinvent a character completely.
Yeah, and you really examine how you saw it.
But and then they kind of left off with him. What was the other book? Spider Octopus or something like that. That was like a one shot.
Spock.
No.
Superior Octopus?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, it was Superior Octopus. It's the one where he was in the Hydra costume thing, and he was still that thin, in that thin clone body.
Yeah, because he's still basically in a clone of Peter. But I think that was cool. I think they could, excuse me, continue and do more stuff with that character, especially if you have him kind of switch back, or something like that.
Yeah, and now we know he can do the whole Arnim Zola thing and just put himself in a robot for a while. He can.
Well, they literally laid Superior Spider-Man out. He's been laid to rest. We have Doc Ock back in the portly body, so he's full on Doc Ock, bigger, better, stronger than ever. He's back to his old ways.
The messed up thing is that there's so much potential with that story. Now, you could just go with Doc Ock as proclaiming that he's found a cure for death.
Oh yeah, I think they're
selling that and become the richest man on the planet.
I think they're doing this so they can add him to one of the Spider-Man movies. Honestly, I think that's why they wanted to do the changeover, bring back Doc Ock to the normal body that we know. So they can do that. Crypto says, "Oh damn, that crushed me when Superior Spider-Man ended."
Oh, yeah.
It was a good ending. I would say this: Superior Spider-Man has been a great fall. It was a great series. I think people missed it because they were like, "Oh, I'm done with Doc Ock as Superior Spider-Man." But Debbie says, "Yeah, Spider-Man, Superior Spider-Man needed to end."
The original Superior Spider-Man series I thought was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was so good. This one I picked up until a certain point, and then I kind of fizzled out on it.
I think the last couple issues got better. I think the last couple issues got better because you got to see Doc Ock actually becoming human. He got emotional. He got attached to people. He was more of a character now. But he's by the end of this issue, he's hardcore villain again. So,
wow. But that's the way comics go. No matter what they change, it always going to revert back to how it was.
Yeah, they always try and reset back to the status quo, which I understand. But I definitely think that they could resurrect the Superior Spider-Man at some point because there was a different body than Doc Ock is in. So I think at one point they could resurrect that. They want to bring that Doc Ock back. That Spider-Man back. So.
Because he's got a couple more bodies and suspended animation, something or waiting in case it happens again.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, so Tevia's number 5 was Dead Man Logan number 12, mostly because finally Old Man Logan is actually dead, but damn, it went out like a badass, and I'm really hoping this is truly the end of the Old Man Logan. It's not. They got the what's it called, Avengers of the Wasteland coming out that we talked about I think last week or 2 weeks ago. So that's coming out. They're not going to get rid of the Old Man Logan universe. That's not happening.
No. There's too much gold in their heels.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did like though that he died like right on his family's graves. Like he died right there. That was a nice little touch they gave.
Kind of brings it all full circle.
Yeah, it definitely does. It was a nice fitting end to him. Let's see, number 5 for Cryptid was Silver Surfer Black. Number 5. Personally, I think you really need to be high when reading this issue because all the colors and artwork made this whole issue feel like I was looking at a lava lamp for 10 minutes. Yeah, I just can't get past
you need to do shrooms.
That art is not that good. I cannot get past that art when I read that book. It's like weird. Let's see. Crypto has Dead Man Logan number 12. Spoiler alert, Logan is dead for his number 4. But seriously, this was decent ending to Old Man Logan, and if I had to complain about one thing, is that the ending didn't feel like an ending, but more of a setup for the Adventures of the Wasteland series, which it definitely was. So I was saying, like, it's definitely a setup for that. And Tevye has Batman and the Outsiders annual number 1 is his number 4. An interesting story about Katana and Black Lightning dealing with Katana trying to save her husband from this demon, and you know what, as a fan of Katana, the story was really interesting and awesome in my opinion. Alright, so my number 4 is Tales of the Dark Multiverse, The Death of Superman number 1.
That is also my number 4.
Oh, cool.
Beautiful.
This was a really interesting take on the whole thing because Lois goes really dark. I mean, really dark. Like, if you thought that Superman punching a hole through Joker's heart and Joker's chest and what was that? Injustice number 1. This is darker. I mean, like she goes all mourning for him. What did you think of it, Justin?
Yeah, Lois did mess around. So I've really, what is this, the second one that's come out? The first one was the Nightfall book a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, the first one was
I've enjoyed both of these. I think they're doing a good job. Just like taking these great moments in these characters' histories and just changing it a good bit. Like adding it,
putting that dark
some other little tweak. Yeah. Well, yeah, there you go. But yeah, I thought the same thing. It was a unexpected story. Like didn't see a lot that was going to happen with it. But I just thought it was really good all the way around. Even the art was really well done.
Yeah, I like the little interstitials that you get in the beginning and at the end, where you really I think now with the second one, I think the next crisis is going to be a crisis of the two multiverses colliding. The dark multiverse and the plain multiverse are going to collide, I think. So I think that's what this new crisis is going to be about. The crisis of infinite multiverses.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the title of it. The crisis of
no, it's gonna have to be the Dark Crisis.
That could be a title too. I mean, I think it's gonna have something to do with that because the way that he showed them both together, like side by side, and I think it was in the beginning of it, or was at the end. It really hinted to me when I saw that. I was like, they could really make a crisis of the two, and only one universe can survive. Like only the one multiverse will be able to survive. Is it going to be the dark multiverse or the regular multiverse? Which one's going to survive? Dark Monitor and the regular Monitor going at it. Or even Tempest being, that Dark Monitor character, being corrupted by the Dark Multiverse. Because he said he's being pulled more towards that than the light. So maybe he turns dark and he tries to destroy the multiverse. So I can see something about that happening. I think these are setting up for some kind of crisis later down next year.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I could totally see them leading that way. Especially, it's a good way to kind of wrap up the dark multiverse stuff and just go ahead and pull in the characters you want to use. Not have to deal with it, revisit it later, make it an event.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right. Let's see what your number 3 was, Justin.
How do we do the readers for? We gotta.
All right. I did their number 4 already.
Oh,
I
okay.
did it 5, then no 4.
All right.
Yeah.
So my number 3. Where did my number 3 go? Oh, Last God. The Last God.
That was good. That was my number 6.
This was.
I'm liking the Dark Label stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you now that DC's doing something good with their Dark Label.
Yeah, I mean, this was just awesome. Basic fantasy book, as it were, type stuff. I really dug it. So I think it's just a mini series too, or it's just.
I think it's gonna be a series of miniseries because this is
okay.
called Book 1. So,
yeah.
So the first
Chapter 1,
I think
book
it's just
1.
like
yeah.
I forget something, the Fellowship of the something. Yeah, so they're doing a multiple tier.
It's the Fellspire Chronicles.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I knew it was something like that.
Just and it came, like I said, it came out at a good time. If it came out on a normal week where I was picking up however many books, I might not have grabbed it. It may have just been something that I overlooked. But
this was something that I was interested in because of the previews. Like when I saw the preview pages for this, I was like, that looks really interesting. It was something different from DC. DC's normally, that whole hero thing, the light hero stuff. This is something that we are not used to seeing from DC. And I was like, let me just try it. I was like, I want to try that out and see, how would I really like it. The Dark Label is really doing well now, I think.
Yeah.
And my number 3 is actually a Dark Label book too. Joker Smile, number 1. Another great. I mean, I'm telling you, they're killing it with the Dark Label, and they're killing it with the Joker and Harley stuff. This is like a psychiatrist, a man, is trying to cure the Joker and other criminals. So he's interviewing the Joker, very much like Harleen, but we're seeing things are bleeding into his life. Like he bought his son this creepy ass book about a guy named Mr. Smiles that goes it's some kind of animal type person, like a children's book. But in the book, the guy, Mr. Smiles, comes to this happy Funville and starts killing people with chainsaws, and he's reading this book to this kid. He's like, this is very. He's like, where did you get this book? And the kid was like, you got it from your daddy. And he was like, no, I didn't. He was like, yes, you did. And he starts to realize something's going on. He wakes up in the middle of the night, goes down to the basement. His wife's like, it's morning time. Where are you at? Are you down here? Things are not ending up right with him. So the Joker's doing something to him, screwing with his head, and it's interesting. It's a dark psychological look at the effects of the Joker, which again, Black Label, I gotta love it.
Yeah, definitely pulling in stories that we wouldn't normally get in normal canon. So
yeah, definitely, and these they can do that with this because it's you can go with the mature label. This is the mature label stuff. Let's see.
Well, to a degree, we all know that at a certain point they recall.
Oh yeah. Yeah. As long as you don't show any Batman genitals, you're okay.
Right.
That's the only thing you're not allowed to do is show bat genitals. Tevye has for number 3, Nightwing Annual number 2, and it shows a story about Dick Grayson losing his memory. And while yes, I am so pissed off that he lost his memory and he's acting like an idiot, he's still calling himself Rick Grayson. And Tevye is Rick with a C, not a CK. Which is still stupid. The explanation of the Court of Owls being the ones who made him into this way is actually really interesting. I'm just waiting for them to get over it. Because again, 2020's come around, they're going to reset everything back when they do this crisis thing.
Well, at least they are using the Court of Owls in a fun way.
Yeah, he's becoming a talent. He's going to become a talent.
Oh no, he's fulfilling their plan.
Yes, and then it'll be that whole the hero overcoming stuff that that everybody loves. And Crypto agrees with me, Joker Killer Smile. I feel like if you were a fan of the recent Joker movie, this is a book for you. I agree that this does have a lot of those tones because you get again that guy who's turning. Something's not right with the psychiatrist who's looking into the Joker. And Crypto has for his number 2, Venom number 19. I'm a cat person, so I like seeing this, that Sleeper will be tagging along with Dylan as a cat. I'm interested in seeing what Dylan is. The Sleeper was like, "What the hell are you?" Like Sleeper Venom's new son, try to bond with Dylan, Eddie's Brock's son, and his eyes like turned pure black, and he was like, "What is up with you? Like, what are you?" So there's something up with Eddie's son. This is actually a really good issue of Venom for me. And then Tyree says Tales of the Dark Multiverse. That's the Superman number 1. Holy crap, this story was epic, and with Lois Lane becoming an Eradicator, and damn, this was dark, and really sad to see Lois go down this dark path and become the Eradicator. Yeah, she goes on a killing spree too. She kills a lot of people on here. All right, so my number 2 was a book that I know no one read. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 44. Jason kicks some ass in this book. I love that. I love when Jason becomes a badass, and he is in this book, and at the end it's him versus Zen. So I loved it. This is a really great book. If anybody's a fan of Power Rangers, this is a book to pick up.
Nice. Good to know they're putting out quality products.
Oh yeah, definitely. For me, anyway. I know not many people like Power Rangers, but I do.
That's why there's so many comics. You can pick up what you like, and there's something out there for you.
Exactly. What was the one that you picked up for your number 2, Dustin?
My number 2, I thought would have been my number 1. Yeah, Excalibur.
That was my number 7. This is the only New Dawn book so far, or Dawn of X book that I actually really enjoyed.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I thought it was good, but I've kind of been on since Hickman came back.
I just don't like how they changed everything, but this one I didn't feel like they changed anyone. All the characters felt good to me. They felt like the characters I know, like Betsy coming back into herself. I think the rest of the books all felt like like Kitty with what's her book, Marauders. She felt like a different character to me. She was even named different. She's Kate now. She's a grown up woman now. She's not a little girl. She's not Kitty. She's Kate.
Well, she's been married. So
almost married.
I thought she married Star-Lord.
I think they were only engaged, weren't they?
I don't remember. I have to go back through that Guardians run, but no, I mean I could see that, but I don't know. Hickman's got a 3-year plan already worked out. Like it's written. It's good to go. So again, after that cycles, then we'll probably something will happen and we'll kind of go back to normal.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
I mean, again, I'm just not a fan of the way Marvel's been rewriting reinventing characters just so writers can write them. They're reinventing a lot of their characters. See, Immortal Hulk, the X-Men, their characters are just being reinvented so they can rewrite them. So writers can write them. But this one, I agree with you. This one was really good. I thought it was. They didn't have to do any I felt like this was Betsy, this was Brian, this was even Jamie. They all felt like very much what they were supposed to be, and I want to know what's happening to Rogue too. Like what's up with Rogue?
Oh yeah,
She's
we'll
a
see
little
what
Sleeping
happens.
Beauty thing. Jesse, are you? Jesse, are you going to be picking up any of the new Dawn of X books?
You're on mute.
Can't hear you. There
Whoops.
you go.
I don't want to spoil my most anticipated, so I'm gonna withhold that answer.
Okay. All right. So let's go on to number 1. I'm gonna read the viewers real fast, and then we'll go into ours. All right, Just.
Mm-hmm.
Then Debbie has Deceased number 6, and Debbie has a lot of reading to do, so I'm just gonna read a little bit of what you said. A great finale to this amazing story with Wonder Woman, Damian, and John Kent, Superboy, as the rest of the superhero community trying to save the rest of humanity from the anti-life equation zombies. It was really awesome and badass, but holy shit. Having Superboy say that the arch from this infected father was really awesome. All right. And then, let's see, Cryptid had Superior Spider-Man number 12. As good as this issue was in showing Dr. Octopus as a badass, it still sucks that this really is the end of Otto's time as Superior Spider-Man. And while I am hurting from this, I will still look back at this run from Otto and remember how this showed there is a good person within Otto, even if he doesn't want to admit it himself. I think he killed that person by the end of this series. By the end of this issue, he pretty much killed anything that was good in Otto.
Yeah. We'll see. It'll come back. If the demand is there, it'll circle back around.
Yeah, there's some, like, especially with him in the Spider-Man TV animated show. They're going to do something with Superior Spider-Man again. Like, we haven't seen the last of him.
Yeah.
The die is not. He did explain why he says the die is cast. Because once it's done, it cannot be undone. So once the die is cast, you can't uncast it, and that's why he says he loves that phrase. But Justin, what was your number 1?
Number 1.
Beat that.
Dun, dun, dun.
I thought this might be it, but I was pleasantly surprised that it turned out to be as good as its predecessors. I'm talking about Batman Annual number 4. Because all of the Batman annuals have been just stellar. Like, the first 2 were great. 3 was really good too. This one was super solid. Like, if you want to read a good Batman story, the last few years since Rebirth, I mean, I've liked most of it, but people complain. So if you haven't been very happy, go pick up the annuals. You will be super, super happy.
I like the annual too. I thought it was a really good shot. Like, I'm in the minority of people who actually like Tom King's run of Batman. Like, I've been enjoying it. I know a lot of people hate it, or you're like, oh, it's too poetic. I like what he's been doing, but I do agree. I think
this was Tom King also.
Different.
So this proves he can write different types of Batman stories. So
yeah,
like I said, for the people that
think he was trying to experiment. I think he's experimenting with the main title, like doing different kinds of stories. Like, so I don't mind what he does in the main book. I enjoy it, but I do think that this is more traditional, what people want from Batman. So I think if you don't like Justin said, if you're not liking what Batman's putting out right now, this is a good book for you to pick up. And you don't really need to know that much about anything to read it. It's an annual.
No. Do you know who Batman is? You can pick up that annual.
Yeah.
That's all you
exactly.
Like, it's hit the ground running. It's great. It's told from Alfred's point of view. Like, the narration and the whole book is great. So.
I agree. It was a good one, and that was actually my number, I think, 8. So.
What was your number 1?
Harley number 2. I'm in love with this book. This book is just awesome. Seeing Harley Quinn's descent into madness, like, slowly, her being wooed by Joker, and her knowing it. She's like, she sees that he's wooing her. She's like, embracing it now at this point. So it's a different take on Harley Quinn, but I love it. I mean, I really like the psychology of this and Joker Smile both deep dive into the psychology of it all. So I really do enjoy it. Black Label again, I got it handed to the DC with the Black Labels. They're killing it. I think they found their niche with it. We got some different kinds of books because we also got this week we got the Constantine book that came out. That was pretty good from it, and Basket Full of Heads. That was pretty good. So I mean, the dark label, the Black Label is really good. I say so anyway. I think
yeah. So. I feel like I missed out on that Constantine book. If it's still there, the Hellblazer book, if it's still there this week, I'll grab it. I'll grab a copy.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
I just like that they were putting it out, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Jesse, I know you're not caught up or anything, but do you have a cover of the week?
I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to look. Let me see.
All right.
Let me see what I can find.
All right. While you're looking, Justin, do you have a cover of the week?
I mean, I guess I would have to go with The Last God. This is the cover A. So, but yeah, just really evil looking right there. I mean, just a great fantasy shot. So, dug that.
My cover of the week is actually Harleen 2, number 2. I just love like what they're doing with the covers too. So, and
true.
Let's see why while Jesse's still looking, I'm gonna read all. Let's see. Crypta has Marvel Zombies Resurrection number 1, and I don't think Tevye has one. So yeah. I'll read real fast where Crypta says. He says, I still have hope that the Spider Bot Otto, not that the PS4 Spider-Man world would give the Otto of that world a chance to become the superior Spider-Man since his body is about to be paralyzed. Possible, you never know. Did you find anything, Jesse? Or
the hard week to find something.
Yeah. I'm looking.
All right. We'll go on to our most anticipated. You can give us that with your most anticipated, okay?
Sounds good.
All right. I'll start with mine real fast.
Okay.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer number 9. The Hellmouth story continues in there. Legion of Superheroes number 1.
Who's writing
I
that?
want to see what they're doing with that.
Bendis.
And what?
Who's writing that?
Legion. Buffy
Remember?
or Legion?
Legion.
Bendis. He's writing that. And then Future Fight First, Crescent and Io. So I want to see this. I've been loving the Future Fight characters, and she's one of the characters I want to know more about. So it's the little girl with the big bear. I want to know more about them. And what are your most anticipated books, Justin? What are you looking forward to this week?
This week we got Daredevil number 13's coming out, so that's big on my list.
Solid book.
Oh yeah, no, it's been so good since leading up to it. Charles Soule been on the book for a while, and it was great. And then taking over this one, Chip Zdarsky's done a great job, just kind of breaking the character down and then rebuilding the character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've really enjoyed that. Both of the X titles. So we got New Mutants number 1 and X-Force number 1 coming out this week, which is funny because I finally got one of these.
Oh.
What was I didn't see.
Oh, you gotta look, man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Finally got me one.
Sweet.
So it kind of makes perfect sense that the another number 1 would be coming out this week. And then over on the DC side, of course I'll be picking up Batman 82. I'm gonna stay away from that Genlock number 1 though. What is that based off of? Like Axe body spray or something like that?
Yeah.
It's like
It's
it's
some
a.
kind of video game, isn't it? Isn't
Is it?
Genlock like a video game? Or I know they're doing a cartoon or something about that too.
Yeah. See, that's what I thought. It had like some
I don't
corporate
know.
backing type thing.
I think it's
I don't
supposed to be like one of those some kind of cartoon or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's an animated series.
know.
It's
Mm.
not bad.
Michael B. Jordan, Maisie Williams, David Tennant, Dakota Fanning.
I knew I saw something about it with the animation because I didn't like the animation of it. Like,
It's by Rooster Teeth.
okay,
Hmm. Yeah.
I knew it was
That's-
some other
that's
property.
It's on Crunchyroll if you want to watch it.
Trying to look.
That's
and see if
why I
there's-
saw it because it's going to be on HBO Max.
Yeah.
That's why I saw it's going to be on HBO Max.
Oh,
Right now, I remember why I saw it. I was like, why didn't I see that from somewhere? And it's HBO Max. I'm going to have it on there because they got Crunchyroll and all that stuff now.
mm. From Image, I'll probably pick up Sonata number 3 or number 6 that's coming out. I think that's been a strong series, and also just got optioned along with the Mark. So good stuff from Brian Haberlin. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like the big books. There's other indies and random other big twos that I might pick up, but I think that's it.
Cool. How about you, Jesse?
Well, so going back to last week, I'm having a hard time deciding. I really like that basket full of heads cover, the Middleton cover with the axe. That's really cool. The Harleen cover is really cool. The deceased ones with Batgirl is really cool. Deceased with Darkseid, just the portrait of him.
Yeah.
And I think those were like the main ones I saw that stood out to me from last week. And this week I am looking forward. I think I do like the X titles, the new stuff, but the most anticipated for me would be the New Mutants.
Cool.
I like New Mutants.
Yeah, I like it too. I like that. I am looking forward to that one too because I want to see how they deal with the original team.
Yeah.
That's my New Mutants. I love the original team. So I'm looking forward to see what they actually do with them. I wonder if they still got the whole what is it, Phanatics virus in them. Like I think 2 or 3 of them had the Phanatics virus in them. It was Moonstar.
Oh yeah, no, they had crap. What was it? Was it the Legacy virus that they actually contracted, or was it
I think it was the
Warlock
Phanatics
stuff?
virus.
Maybe that's what. Yeah.
Because it was Moonstar. What's her name? Sean. What's her name? Karma. And I think Ron had it. What's his name? I think those 3 had it.
Magic did get the Legacy virus in I think it was X-Men Uncanny 301, and she died. But that was
for a little while.
Yeah. She came back, of course. But that was
kind of died. She died a little.
She just goes away for a while to a different realm.
Until Colossus kills himself.
Yeah.
We can only have one Rasputin at a time.
Oh yeah. Except for now. Now we can have more.
Well, now they can be in multiple books.
Well, now there's 4. Right? Colossus, Magic, their other brother, and then Rasputin, the
actual Rasputin.
Chimera.
Future, yeah. So we'll see. I think Hickman said that Rasputin's going to be showing up a lot more. So as it goes,
it would make sense that they're using her. Yeah. Cryptus says he has Future Fights, Crescent, and Alpha #1, Absolute Carnage Weapon Plus #1. Man, how long has it been since the first Weapon Plus issue came out? And Black Cat #6, just to see what Batrock's real feelings towards Steve Rogers are. Yeah, because she kind of insinuated that he has a crush on Steve Rogers.
There's a nice J. Scott Campbell cover for that issue too.
J. Scott Campbell covers are all freaking good. Like
True.
I've never seen a bad J. Scott Campbell or a bad art term. Like those, they just don't do bad covers. Like some artists you're like, oh, okay, that's not a good one for them. I've never seen a bad one for either one of those. That's like artists I've never seen a bad one for.
That's the way I feel about like Jenny Frizen covers also. Like even the ones where I'm like, I don't know, it would still be an amazing poster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm with you on that. A lot of great artists out right now, but a lot of great artists, a lot of great cover artists.
Yeah.
Which is something new for the industry, really. Like Alex Ross kind of did it or whatever, but like it's a much larger part of the industry now than it ever has been.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially when something like Spawn 301 takes like 8 of the top 10 spots because of the variant covers. I mean, like, it just shows you how popular variant covers have become. Where like I think that took up like 8 spots in the top 10.
Yeah. But McFarlane did something different with that. He's like, if you want to do a cover, that's great, but you have to do some sequentials. You have to do some interior work too.
Yeah. That was a really cool move.
Yeah.
All right. What do you guys got coming up for yourselves?
Justin?
I'm gonna do a video.
I gotta think about it.
Gonna do a video. I was supposed to be over. Let me plug our good buddy Edwin for Strictly Comics. He ran an auction last night, and we'll be doing another one next Sunday, which I'll be on. I had to miss last night for a reason, but I'll be on there. So definitely check that out next Sunday. That'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll have a video or 2 out before that, maybe previewing the books that I'm going to have on there. So fun stuff like that as I continue to gear up for more content on this channel.
Sweet.
And of course, you can always find me over at Comic Book ED, so comicbooked.com, and newer articles going up there also.
Cool. And Jesse.
And you'll soon see him regularly Thursday nights when Comic Conversation returns. So hopefully he'll come back for that too. But yeah, happy to be here. Thanks for having me here. If you guys want to come over to JL's Comics, I got stuff going up every 3 days. So trying to keep that going. And you can watch those as they come out if you come and subscribe.
Yeah, you do a great job with those like the G.I. Joes lately have been really good, especially because a lot of people don't know those characters. They're like, oh, I know G.I. Joe, because like people still call Duke G.I. Joe. I hate that. They're like, I know G.I. Joe. I'm like, that's not his name. But for those people who don't really know what G.I. Joe is, and especially with the movie coming out, Snake Eyes, it's a good time to catch up on this.
Or people know the Sunbow cartoon, but they didn't read the comics, or vice versa. Yeah.
And a lot of people are saying like G.I. Joe is unmarketable because of that it's war. I'm like, it's not unmarketable. There's a lot of stuff that's about like Captain America is a soldier. You're saying Captain America didn't do well in the movie theaters, like that's a soldier.
Exactly.
First Avenger was a war movie. I just think people need to broaden their perspective on things a little bit.
Yeah, they always forget that Cap uses a gun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like people don't get that. But stay tuned for my channel. I got some stuff coming up. I'm going to get to those legacy Lightning collection figures. I got a Lord Zed's throne that I'm going to be painting, so I'm going to do a tutorial video on how I did that. So I got to paint that together, and I got some non-Power Ranger stuff coming up. I'm going to do some. I got some Harley Quinn reviews coming up in the next month. So this month, Harley Quinn anime series coming out. I'm going to be reviewing all those episodes. So it drops on I think the 29th, but I will have an advanced review a week before that. And the comic book club book of the month is Crisis of Infinite Earths, and we will be doing that on the 22nd. Friday the 22nd, because the next week is Black Friday, and no one's going to want to be doing anything on Black Friday except for shopping and killing people for a $50 off deal. And then they're going to I'm also going to announce something about DC's Crisis on Infinite Earths during that, so stay tuned for that one. And that's about it. So thank you both of you for being on here. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and good night.
Good night, everybody. Remember the gunpowder plot tomorrow.